Hello and welcome to another WordPress developer tutorial. Today's topic, how to write your very first plugin. Now this is going to be a very short tutorial. I am going to cover things like placement and default information that the plugin needs in order to activate it, deactivate it, delete it from the admin panel. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to use the localhost WordPress installation under Windows. So I'm going to go under WP admin, the admin panel, and the plugin section. Now, the plugin section is default right now. It only contains Akismet and Hello Dolly plugin, which are the default plugins that WordPress comes with. What we are trying to do in this tutorial is to create another plugin that will be available here for activation. Now, in order to do that, the first thing we need to cover is placement. To create the plugin, we first must know where the plugins are stored. So in the default WordPress path, you have the WP content folder, which holds the plugins folder, which is the default path for all of the plugins under your WordPress installation directory. You already can see Akismet and Hello Dolly here. So if you want to add a new plugin, we have two options. Either we create a single PHP file if we are using only one PHP file for the plugin, or if we want to use more files like more PHP files, images, scripts, CSS files, we might want to create a folder with the plugin name. So let's create a test plugin. That's how are we going to name this plugin. And we have to create a PHP file with the same name. As of this moment, if we are going back in the admin panel and refresh the page, the same plugins will appear because we didn't give our plugin the default information for name, description, and other stuff that it needs in order to appear here. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to edit the test plugin PHP file. Right now it's empty. So let's add the PHP tags. And obviously we need to add the default information. The default information is added under quoted as quoted text. So one of the first and most important things we need to do is give the plugin a name. Let's see, there's a capital N here. Okay, just to be sure, this is how WordPress Codex tells us to add the name. Now, if you have more information about the plugin on your local website or somewhere, it's recommended that you add a plugin URL. So let's say your website. Okay, another important thing would be the plugin description. Now, the plugin description is the text that appears under the description row inside the plugins page. Something else that we need to add here would be the plugin version. So let's say this is 1.0. Also, the author of the plugin. The author URI, which is the link to the author website. And last but not least, the license. It's recommended that if you use WordPress functions and classes because you're inheriting the WordPress code, that you use the GPL to license. Right now, if we save and go back to the plugins directory and refresh, we will see the test plugin appearing between the other plugins. Now we can activate this plugin and WordPress will allow us to do that, or deactivate it and delete it. Now, if we delete it, the directory and the file that we just created will be erased from the server. That's pretty much it for the main default plugin information that we need to add in order to create a plugin. After this goes PHP code that makes your plugin work as you want it to. Some of this code will be covered in future tutorials. This is just the basic coverage of a WordPress plugin creation. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our future videos. Goodbye.